Okay, hey, so I'm gonna talk about the 5 reasons why I can't be involved in any more situationships. Try to move that a little bit. Yeah, so why I can't be involved in any more situationships. Okay, for starters, situationship is when two people are in a ship together, preferably some type of relationship, but it's not a relationship. Of course, we know that. So it becomes a situation. One person want to be with the other person, and the other person is either don't want to be with them, or they're just doing something else that's causing them not to be together to form a relationship. So then things begin to get complicated and misunderstood, and what so, and then it becomes to be what, a situationship. So that's just something I'm not about to do. Okay, so for starters, let me go ahead and get this on out. My 5 reasons. Okay, so number one, attachment. Me, myself, I like clear communication. I don't like for people to BS me on what's really going on. I have been involved in situations where people beat around the bush. I'm not the easiest to lay it down on someone, but you will eventually know from talking to me that this is what I want, because I'm going to tell you. I'm not the type of person that just hold back from what I want. You're going to know. Attachment. So first, you start dating a person, and then you begin to get physical. The attraction is there, the chemistry is there, everything is there. Everything that's meant to be is there. So then you begin to get more physically involved with that person on a more intimate level, and you start seeing each other intimate. And so you once you form that and y'all get intimate that way, really ain't no turning back from that. Because once you do it and it's good, you're gonna want it again. And you're gonna want it again. And you're gonna want it again and again and again. And even with that wanting again, you're gonna want more of that person. So be careful with that. I've been in those. I'm not the type of woman to be with this guy and that guy and this guy. I just can't. That's not me. I'm not set up that way. And I'm fine with that. I won't. You think you are in control of your feelings, but in a lot of times you're not. Things just happen. So they say things don't just happen. You ignore all the red signs. But back to what I was saying, you get too attached. Because once you go there with a person, it's not any really turning around. So I say, get mentally connected with a person. Know a person mental before I get involved with a person on that level. And that's just going forward, because I was recently involved in some things like that in my past, which we'll say that for another time. But right now, you got to know a person mental, because once you know a person mental, you'll kind of know where they're going. It's only so much and so far and so long a person can lie to you. A person can put on this little show, this little whatever you want to call it, play this little game. So whether you're the type to play a game or not, you need to mentally get to know a person. Once you mentally know them, then you pretty much everything else will follow. Mentally knowing them, it will be clear communication. They'll tell you off their back, yeah, I'm dating for this, or I'm dating for that, or you just know. Don't ignore red flags like, let's see where this go and all that kind of stuff, because people, they will tend to kind of play with your head, or even if they don't know that whole let's see where this go. A lot of times, not to say that a person is just playing with my head, it gives me the intention of, you don't really know what you want to do with me. You've had a little too many conversations with me, a little too much time with me for you not to know where you want this to go. So don't get caught up in that. So then you become to get attached once that happens. So once that happens, you begin to get attached to that person. The more sex you have with that person, you begin to get attached. You're comfortable with that person. And just, it happens. So I can't be that type of attachment to that person if they're not physically, mentally, and everything else giving me what I need back. So also, sex can confuse you. I'm not going to say it will, but it can. Sex have confused me a time or two. And especially if it's good sex, it can. So I'm just not up for getting attached with a person that's not going to at least speak or show me that they want me for long term. Okay? because I'm gonna want more of it, and I'm gonna want more of him. And if you're not already communicating that with me, you're not gonna start after sex. Like, come on, no, because I've given you my prized possession. I've given you basically what you want. In a lot of cases, not all cases, but a lot. Let me just say that. Secondly, distraction. It can become a distraction. A situationship can become a distraction because you're so focused on moving it from situation to relation to you ain't even focused on, sis, what you really need to do. That was me. I was so distracted from my purpose, on my title, my like what I'm doing with myself, what I need to be doing, my crafts, everything. My focus was not even perfecting my own craft, as in the things that I want to better myself to become better access for my children. I was so caught up in the man, so caught up in a situation till I was distracted. Okay, on Fridays, you're supposed to take your Auntie Sally to play bingo and pick her up and all this kind of stuff. But you're so caught up in your situationship to this young fella asked you to do something on Friday and you telling Aunt Sally you can't do it. You've been doing it for the last 5 years in a row. This one specific Friday, you can't do it. So it's just like, don't get so distracted till you lose focus on you. You lose focus on who you are, where you're going, and what you want to be. You'll be so distracted. Well, I have been in a situation where I was so distracted till I started coming up with ways, well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, maybe if I give him this, maybe if I give him that, he'll see like I'm a good person, I'm better than this ex, I'm better than this baby mama, I'm better than this, I'm better than that. That's just distraction. It get in the way. You're trying to focus on you, but instead you got to focus on why y'all ain't together, why he not speaking on where y'all stand. What are we? Like, no, if this brother not saying what y'all are by now, then no. And by now you be the judgment on your own time, and that's something that I have to do. I don't go by Steve Harvey 90-day rule. I go by my own rule, which I'll let that out later. So yes, things become distracted. You just get distracted and caught up in time that you need to actually let a person go, but instead of letting them go, you're giving them chances because of what? Potential. Potential causes distraction. Because this person have all this potential of being a good guy, this, that, and the third, and y'all can be good together. You're not even focused on your whole thing that you need to be focused on. You caught up in this, so you're distracted. Okay? You giving your time, your energy, you caught feelings in the midst of that, and his feelings not even where my feelings was. So it's like, that wasn't working. That was not working. That was not working. So I've been in those situations, and I'm definitely not going back. Like, I had to learn to focus on me versus him. But that was way after the situation. That was way after the next 3 things I'm about to say. So the third thing is growth. It can stop you from growing. Because why? You're distracted. Distraction can cause your growth to either subside or stop. Well, I won't never say that you stop growing, but yeah, you can slow down with your purpose and where you need to be at in life because you're in a situation. So, yeah, so it can stop your growth. Well, slow down your growth, rather. So, let's see, because I took quite a few notes. Let's see. Yes. By slowing down my growth, I was then confused. I was confused with so much time I was given, so much energy I was given. I was confused with thinking that this person could be better for me. This person could do this. We could do this together. We could do that together. And then I started confusing myself. I started confusing pretty much everything around me. Because you get, not you as in person, but me. I was so caught up in a situationship. I just can't do that. You get off. Like, I was the one wanting a relationship, and this person, they didn't want that. He never talked about being with me. The only thing he basically talked about was hanging out or either come hang out, over his place. So just don't get caught up in that. I'm not getting caught up in that again. Like, I can't. So, the confusion, it messed with your judgment. Going forward, it will. It creates confusion and with that, the confusion will cause you to ignore red flags. This person, everything that you don't need to have going with this person, you got going with this person, all because you ignored red flags. All because you ignored red flags. I am so guilty of that because I ignored the red flags. Why? Because I was confused. Why was I confused? Because I was distracted. Why was I distracted? Because I was attached to this fella. So it's like, come on, like, get it together, get it together, get it together. And I didn't have it together that way. It just caused an unhealthy situation. Unhealthy situationship. Situationships, to me, they're not healthy. Okay? And the fifth thing, I think I'm on number 5. The last thing is hurt. Everyone experiences hurt in their life, and it's something that I'm just trying to avoid. So if you can't tell me where we're going, where we are, where we stand, if a guy can't tell me where we stand, how the hell he gonna know where we're going? You gotta know where you at in order to know where you're going. So if he can't tell me what we are, what we doing, how the hell he gonna tell me where we going? He can't tell me that. So with that being said, he got to communicate with me. And that's the first thing. With the attachment, with communication, you will get attached to a person. So you have to just know this person mentally before you get physically attached. And when the physically attached part comes, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of over. So that's why those are the key points of why I cannot get involved. And why will you be hurt? Because you'll never get what you bargained for. Like, you was in it. You was in it for a reason that he wasn't. And that's me. I was in it for a reason that he wasn't. I was totally in it for a reason that he wasn't. And guess what? Guess who ended up hurting in the end? Me. Because this brother didn't make himself clear on what he wanted. I became involved to a point where I thought I put the potential in it, got attached, got distracted with the attachment, got distracted, started thinking if I do this, if I do that, about the potential of being with him, then you lose your focus. You get confused. I was so confused, like, well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, or maybe he don't see it, maybe the confusion. And then it stopped me from growing. It stopped me from realizing and understanding that growth, that you just staying there. You're just staying there. And guess what? In the end, I was the one hurt. Because everything I did was pretty much a waste in my eyes. But you have to learn, even with all of your L's, you have to learn how to turn those L's into W's. And when I say sometimes you have to lose in order to win, you really do. Once you've lost so many times, you really begin to look at yourself more as a winner. And that's how I look at myself now. Yeah, the music changed again. But so now I look at myself as a winner, because with all that, if I check those things before it ever takes place or happen, then I know where I'm going, where I'm not needed. Where I don't need to go, I won't ignore those red flags. When those flags come up, I step back. So if I'm chilling with a buddy or whatever, with a guy or whatever, and he starts talking like, and I'm saying like, well, I thought this was, and now he's saying, even if he starts saying he could see this, he could see that, but that moment he starts saying, let's see where this goes, go with the flow, that's a no. And guess what? You can avoid something early off versus something late in the game. I'd rather avoid the wrong man early off than late in the game. Even now, with all the experiences and situationships I've had, I may be able to teach a lesson on situationship. Like, I am the queen of situationship. These are not everything that involves situationships, but this is the basic of why I can't do it, because I'm not going to get attached to something that's not serving me a purpose. Secondly, I'm not going to get distracted and lose my focus. Thirdly, I'm not going to be confused with what I need to do, where I need to go, who I am, overthinking the situation. You're not going to confuse me with it. I'm going to know clearly where we stand. Fourth thing, you're not gonna stop my growth. Dude, I'm going to the top. And fifth, you damn sure ain't finna hurt me. Yeah, it's life, people get hurt, but I'm avoiding that. So those 4 things to avoid the 5th, and the ultimate goal is not to be number 5. I'm not gonna be hurt. You have to change your mental. And one thing I've learned, once I stopped ignoring those red flags that guys was giving me in the beginning, I avoided a lot of things that I didn't need in my life. Sometimes you can be fooled just by the way you say a person may treat you. But you just keep being around that person. And don't give up the goodies so soon. Don't give them too much of your time. Be selfish. I had to learn to be selfish. I had to learn to stop picking up my phone so many times to people, women, men, in general, in order to get where I'm going. Everybody can't go where you're going. Everybody can't go to the top. And the number one thing I refuse to do is take a brother to the top with me that don't damn deserve it. I'm not about to do it. So those are the reasons why I'm just not doing situationships. Oh, sorry. We're going to talk about now, that's not the type of situationships. Now, I've been involved in different types of situationships. We'll get into that at a later time, but that's just the basic.